Welcome to the Reach Report. I'm the mouth of the North Andrew Reese, and I want to excuse people for seeing what's in this background because I'm not really happy with this team right now, which is why I'm having a little therapy talking about football instead. And while I do that, before I even get to the picks this week, Gil Santos wasn't on our show this week because he was too busy watching the Leafs and getting drunk. So now I'm going to ask him how drunk he was because Gil Santos did something I never ever thought I would see happen. This is the man who killed the Pittsburgh Steelers early this year. This is the man that's a Green Bay Packers fan, and he must have not felt the love because he took the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the Green Bay Packers last week. Gil, explain yourself.
I saw enough. Love's not for dead.
Yeah,
I
you
already
had enough, eh?
had enough. This guy throws into triple coverage. I called the pick. I was sitting beside Jose. Too bad Jose's on the show.
Yeah.
He was sitting beside me. He goes, "Oh, it's either going to win last minute." I said, "He's going to get picked off." What happened? Got picked off. Just like I said, Jose, I told you, this guy doesn't win games. He loses the games.
Yeah.
So the Packers need to find a new quarterback.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and the Steelers just ran no Alexander, no Kenny
Yeah.
Clark. Like they're already not great against the run with those guys out.
Yeah.
I knew right away. Harris didn't have a big game all year, and then he
Yeah.
has a big game. That
Both him
tells you
and
a
the
lot.
backup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
both of
Warner.
them.
They could
Yeah.
have put the third guy in there for fuck's
I
sakes.
know.
At least
I
the
know.
guys, yeah, would still run for 80 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, the Packers find a way to lose those games at the end, and you could just see that one coming. The Steelers somehow have, I think they're tied, they're 6-4 right now with one of the worst offenses I've ever seen.
I think
So
they're 6-3.
6-3, yeah, with no offense, and I mean zero offense. So good job, Mike Tomlin. Maybe it's your coach, Gil. Maybe you gotta get a new coach, but we'll talk more about your Packers as we go along. They definitely need a new quarterback. Love doesn't seem to be the answer. And good on you to finally turn on them. But I was shocked you did it with the Steelers, who you trashed all year. So that was
Yeah,
interesting. So
That
last
was
week we were stunned. When I read the
I
pick, the
know.
guys couldn't believe it. I'm like, yeah, he finally lost the love. He took the Steelers.
at the end of the day,
No
I'm a
love.
realist. I'm a
Yeah,
realist. It's hard for me to swallow because the Packers always been in playoffs. Besides last year, they've always been in
yeah,
the playoffs since like '91. So it's kind of hard for me to swallow this.
yeah.
But
They've had two great quarterbacks since
It's
then,
time to
right?
start over, right, Gil? For the first time in
Yeah.
what, 20 years? Yeah.
well, at least in quarterbacking, like their team's not that bad, but they need a different quarterback.
Yeah. In a conference where Josh Dobbs is dominating, you know something's wrong when Jordan Love can't play. So, and Brock Purdy for there's another example. Baker Mayfield's having more success. Like Derek Carr in New
I,
Orleans, like
No,
you
Derek
can't be
Carr,
this
no.
bad.
I, I'm
Okay,
I'm
maybe not
sure I'm
Derek
sure
Carr.
Cleveland I'm sure Cleveland right now is kicking themselves in the face
Yeah.
because they let Josh Dobbs go because he
Yeah.
was the backup.
But if you look at the quarterbacks in the NFC, like it's not super. These are not great quarterback. Jared Goff leads the conference right now. He's not a great quarterback. He
Yeah.
just, it's
Yeah.
just you got average quarterbacks leading. Minnesota has a better record than the Pack right now with Josh Dobbs. So there's something wrong there. Like it's just, So I agree with Gil.
Even Jalen
Um,
Hurts is not playing that great, and
no,
but the Eagles find ways to win. But and he's not playing that great. I think he's got what is he, the second in interceptions or third? I know he's up there with
he's
interceptions.
played
He's
better
got
the
like
last
seven
month.
or eight.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
played better the last month though, but the Eagles are a different animal. They got a great offensive line, so they can keep you in games.
Yeah.
Their defense is a problem, but we'll get to the Eagles as they have the game of the week this week. Um,
Yep.
Last week, Gil Santos, tough week, 6 wins. Jose with 7, myself with 8, and Barbosa, who went against us on a lot of picks, ended up with 10. So congratulations, Barbosa. The overall records I do not have updated, but I can tell you Jose leads with 101 wins, followed by Barbosa at 93, Gil at 91 wins, and myself at 86, making a little bit of a comeback after a disaster start. I'm making a nice comeback, but I'm too far out of it. I just don't want to embarrass myself. Having said that, let's get to week 11. Um, Cincinnati Bengals. They found a way to lose to Houston last week at home. Another game I was worried about. I remember us talking about this game. Barbosa said 7.5 is too
Yeah.
many points, and Houston's going to keep that game close. CJ Stroud is no joke. Um, and he just outgunned Mr. Burrow, who threw 2 late picks, and boy,
Yeah,
Travis Boyd dropped a pass at the end that
yeah,
could have won them the game.
you dropped a pass for a touchdown, a sure touchdown. How do you
Yeah.
drop a pass for a sure touchdown? That's just
Yeah.
unacceptable. Obviously, you're gonna lose the game third when your third option is dropping passes.
Yeah.
Terrible. That's terrible.
Now, the Bengals are going to a team, this is not pick on Gil week, but the fraudulent Ravens. How do you lose to Cleveland at home? How do you blow a 14-point lead at home, Gil? Pathetic. Explain your Ravens.
They flopped. It
To a
happens.
guy with a broken shoulder. Didn't even have an arm.
It happens. It just happens.
Yeah.
What I'm
Well,
gonna say. It happens. They
Yeah.
fell asleep. They had the lead and then they fell asleep.
Yep. And the Browns came back to win. So this is a big game because it's a very crowded division, easily the toughest division in football. The Bengals lose this game. They're pretty much out because of all the tiebreakers that are going to go against them, except for the Bills. Baltimore can put away the Bengals and take a stranglehold on the division. Well, not necessarily a stranglehold, but a good enough lead. They still got to play Pittsburgh again. So tough game. I think I know who Gil's got. Barbosa, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bengals because they need the game more than the Ravens. I wasn't too impressed with Baltimore's defense, especially in that fourth quarter. How do you
I was stunned. I was stunned.
How do you let Deshaun Watson go 14 for 14 in the second half? That's just unacceptable.
I was stunned.
And the Bengals should have won that game if it
I
wasn't for their.
I was just as stunned as your shitty Bengals losing to Houston at home on a must.
There you go.
Yeah, you had your third option on a receiver dropping
you're just trying to hate on me because my pick is doing better than
No,
your
I'm not
pick.
trying to hate on you. I'm not trying to hate on
And
you.
now guess what?
I just think
it's over tonight. Lamar.
I just think Cincy is playing better, a lot better than the Ravens are right now. They are.
I'm not sure about that, but go ahead.
I don't know because Cincy lost at home too.
I will still take the Bengals tonight.
All right, you got the Bengals. I'm gonna say, if you take out that Cleveland game, Baltimore's murdering teams. They destroyed the Lions, who are the best team in the NFC. They destroyed the Seabags, and then they ran into Cleveland, a division rival with a great defense. And Lamar Jackson, to be fair, choked it away. I mean, they're up 14.
Let's see them against a great quarterback like Joe Burrow. Which quarterback you can say that they played that, the defense played well against?
Well, Detroit, they completely destroyed Detroit.
But Detroit they couldn't do nothing because the game was over in the first few possessions.
What do you say about the Seabags? How about the Seabags?
They got murdered too.
They only got 3 points.
Come on, Geno Smith, the Italian stallion.
Oh, now you're really on the Italian. Geno Smith's been rocking teams. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to give him credit for that if you're going to give him a diss for the loss. So what I will say is I got the Ravens, and here's why I have the Ravens. They own the Bengals. They own them. I think they're 5-1 against the Bengals the last 3 years. There's no T. Higgins, and if you have Travis Boyd as your second receiver and then Trent Irwin as your third, and Baltimore's able to guard Chase, I think they win the game. It's a tough game because neither offense is really flying right now. Baltimore has no running backs, but they find these guys that are 5'9" that run around. Odell Beckham had a game out of nowhere last week, and it was in a loss. So I think Baltimore wins this game, but it's close over the Bengals, and that ends the Bengals' chances of making the playoffs. Gil?
I'm gonna take the Ravens because I really see it's nighttime game, prime time. Baltimore's defense is fierce. I think Joe Burrow is gonna have a bad night. That defense is gonna go after him, eat him alive. And this Baltimore, just to put on the record, this Baltimore team would have been great if Dobbins didn't get hurt. That is the running back. Don't forget they've been missing their legit running back all season. So they're still 7-3. It's still a great record. I'm taking Baltimore at home.
Yeah. Gus Edwards was really good for them, and now they got this kid Keaton Mitchell that's running all over the place for them. So Baltimore I still think is a good team. They just they frustrate me with how many leads they blow. Like in the last couple of years, they blow a lot of big leads. That can't happen if you're Lamar
And
Jackson
at
going
home,
forward.
because they lost a
Yeah,
lead to the Colts at home. They
I
lost
know,
a lead
I know.
to the Browns at home. So they're not great at home either.
Yeah, they have a lot to prove. They're a little inconsistent right now, but so is the whole conference. So
Yeah,
there's no lock this
the
year.
whole
Yeah,
division.
yeah.
I
There's no
agree.
lock
The
to
whole
win the
division
Super
is
Bowl
not
this year.
consistent.
Like
No.
it's wide open this year, for sure. Now we go to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who find a way to win games with a great defense. They go to Cleveland to take on the Browns, who are going to start their rookie. I can't say his name, so don't ask me to. Gil's going to start laughing. So Bethel Thompson, I don't know what his name is. They're going to start him because PJ Walker's horrendous.
Tom.
Yeah, this game, guys, if you're a better out there, and I'm even going to tell Gil, who bets as well, take the under. You're never ever going to get a better lock in your life, even if you don't bet totals. Take the under in this game because it's going to be a low scoring game. I'm telling you right now, with Kenny Pickett against Bethel Thompson, it's going to be running balls in mud all game. Having said that, I'm going to take the Browns at home. I don't trust the Steelers on the road, and I like the Browns defense, and they got a good running game. So if that rookie can just not turn the ball over, they can win it. I understand Pittsburgh could win this game, but they shouldn't have beat them in Pittsburgh earlier this year. So I'll take my chances and take Cleveland. I really like their defense. Gil?
Yeah, it's tough for me, but I Tommy Tom's gonna make mistakes, I feel.
Yeah.
Because Pittsburgh's defense uh, is not like they're tough too.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
good.
I think they're gonna force Timmy Tom there to make mistakes, and that's gonna hurt the Browns. So I'm gonna take the Steelers.
This is tough, Barbosa. I don't know what to do with this game, but I went with the
I
home team. How
I
about you?
I like I like I like the Browns defense. That's probably the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this guy's stats. Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Yeah.
That guy
DTR.
has that guy has 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a QB rating of 28
In one game, right?
in
Yeah.
one game.
Yeah.
For that reason alone, I'm going to take the Steelers.
Yeah, listen,
Have
if
a
it was
better
against any other
quarterback. I'm not saying
team,
he's much better, but they have
yeah.
a better quarterback. So
Well,
for that
pick it.
reason,
That's the thing.
yeah, I'm gonna take the Steelers, and plus the defense is pretty good. Bosa's still. This is probably the best defensive player against probably the second best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Steelers here.
Yo, who do you got?
Steelers.
Steelers. Okay, so Jose also has the Steelers, and he took the Ravens in the first game. To an ugly bowl. Gil, it's time to have a laugh. It's the Chicago Bears who are getting Justin Fields back. I shouldn't say this is an ugly bowl because they're going to Detroit to take on the Lions. In 5 seconds or less, who do you guys got? The Lions.
Go with the Lions. Yep.
Good. We said it all together. Good. Oh, we all have the Lions, guys. This is not going to be a pretty game for the Bears. We all got the Lions here. Now we go to a game that I cannot wait to ask Gil about. The LA Shitty Chargers. I like to call them the San Diego Shitty Chargers. Go to Green Bay to take on Gil's Packers. Oh, Gil, if there ever was an ugly bowl, this is it for you, buddy. Which trash can are you picking in this one?
I really see the Chargers winning this game. I don't see the Packers. I don't see the Packers. Eckler's gonna run all over them. Keenan Allen has like 10 feet taller than their safeties. You have to jump to catch the ball, for fuck's sakes. So the Chargers are gonna win.
I agree. I got the Chargers. I don't trust the Chargers at all, but I think they're better than the Packers. Tony?
I got the Chargers. I'm just looking at Justin Herbert's stats. He's got 17
he was great.
touchdowns.
By the way,
he's got 17
he was great
touchdowns.
Last week. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got 17 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. And he's got a QBR rating of 99.5. And their record's 4-5.
Yeah, I wanted to mention because I was hard on Justin Herbert.
Garbage.
But last week he was awesome, and they lost because Detroit got the ball last, and their defense is horrific. That's why they lost last week.
Their defense is garbage.
Yeah.
They need to get rid of that coach because that coach
100%.
terrible.
Right.
Poor
Right.
kid. He's dragging that team, and they
Yeah.
can't stop anybody.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the Chargers because, sorry, Gil, I think Jordan Love will turn the ball over a few times.
Hey, second week in a row that Gil's got going against his team, and Jose's no different. We all have the Chargers in this one. The Chargers
Yeah.
really needed to win last week. They're 4-5. I don't know if they can make the playoffs,
Yeah.
but they got to win this
No, they
game.
won't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah. This game I don't think is going to take too much time, but the much improved Vegas Raiders, who finally benched Jimmy Garoppolo, it only took them 5 weeks? 5 weeks too long, right, Gil?
Yep.
5 weeks too long to bench him. They went to the kid O'Connell. They fired that useless coach Josh McDaniels, Barbosa, and now they're 2-0 since then. I told you guys last week that they're going to beat the Jets because Zach Wilson is a piece of trash. So, having said that, they're not going anywhere against the Dolphins this week off a bye.
No.
Gil?
No. And that Ahmed or whatever is back. Ahmed or whatever, the running back from the
Yeah,
Dolphins.
Ahmed. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
Oh, you mean A-Kane? A-Kane, the
whatever,
crazy
whatever,
back. Yeah.
whatever his name is. When that guy comes, the guy runs a lot. The Dolphins are at home. The
They have
Raiders.
to win the game.
The Raiders did get a little bit better. Their coach is like more of like Compton style.
Yeah,
Their interim, like he's like a gangster from the hood. He even gets the practice squad players to dress for the game.
that's
So
right.
that's good.
Cigars
But
after the wins.
yeah, but they went more Compton, so it's more their style. I think if they should keep this interim coach because he's old school, and I like that.
Yeah.
But Dolphins are gonna destroy these guys.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. Barbosa.
yeah, I think the Dolphins will win this game. The Dolphins, if they do win this game, which I think they are, it will separate them from definitely from Buffalo, of Buffalo winning any shot at winning the division. So yeah, Miami should really take a stronghold of the division after this win.
Jose is also on the Dolphins in this one. Now we go to the ugliest bowl ever. Gil's two favorite teams, the G-Men against the Commanders.
Oh my
now,
god!
now that's what
Hey, you got Mr. Tommy DeVito.
Oh my
Tommy
god!
DeVito against
He
Sam
sounds like a
Howell.
guy. He sounds like a guy that should be in Goodfellas.
Oh my
Yo,
god!
Gil, I called this guy Danny DeVito twice. I'm not joking, man, because I forgot his name's Tommy. I swear
Oh
to
my
God.
god!
So you got the
Hey,
G-Men
yo,
who
hey.
Gil hates. Gil hates the G-Men and he hates the Commanders. Which one will he pick that he hates more?
I'm gonna go with Biden's team. I'm gonna take the Commanders.
Oh, he's taking the Commanders. You had no choice, eh, Gil? You can't take Tommy DeVito on the road. You
No,
just
not
can't.
not DeVito.
Bro,
No.
that guy throws up meatballs. Never mind
Oh
footballs.
my
That guy
God.
just throws up meatballs. Oh my!
If there ever was a game last week that at a 17.5 point spread was a lock, it was that Dallas Cowboys over the G-Men. Normally I'd say
yeah.
don't take big spreads, but that game was a guarantee. Like they were going to win by 30. Like it was a joke. I'm going to take the Commanders because they're just a better team. And Brian Daboll, the over-under on him breaking tablets is 5. Barbosa.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Commanders too. They're the better team. And plus, like I said, Tommy DeVito will be throwing up meatballs. I think the guy 2 weeks ago had -9 passing yards.
Yeah.
-9 passing yards.
Guys, there's some bad quarterbacks in the NFL right now, man. Really bad.
Yeah, terrible.
Like that's why scoring is down throughout the league. There's some bad quarterbacks right now. Jose
Yeah.
also has the Commanders. We're probably going to agree on a lot of picks this week. I'm not going to waste too much time on this. The Dallas Cowboys, who are masters at beating up tomato cans or bad teams or garbage teams, whatever you want to call them, go to Carolina to take on the lottery chasing Panthers. I got the Cowboys. Gil,
Cowboys. Don't even need to explain myself.
no. Barbosa.
The Cowboys, and plus Carolina it doesn't have that pick, eh? Just to
No,
let
they
you
don't.
know.
No, they
It
don't.
belongs to, I think, Chicago.
They thought they'd win this year. They thought wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Chicago's going to get a new quarterback. That's what's going to happen there.
Yeah,
Because they're
and a
going to end up with
receiver.
like a second. Well, they might get Marvin Harrison's kid. So there's a lot of options there. They're going to have their own pick and Carolina's pick. So watch out for the Bears next year. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they can get a coaching staff. We're all on Dallas, so no surprises there. Now we go to two teams that annoy me. Not so much Jacksonville because correctly predicted they get murdered by my bye-weeking 49ers. Gil Santos, there's something wrong with you taking Jacksonville last week. You should have known that beatdown was coming from a mile away. But they go home to take on the Tennessee Titans, who frustrate me more. They got a new rookie quarterback. They got a running back who doesn't run the ball anymore. I don't know what Tennessee's doing. So, Gil, who do you got?
I'm gonna go Jacksonville because Tennessee plays bad on the road,
They
and
really do.
Jacksonville after that beatdown, I think go back to fundamentals and they'll win the game.
Barbosa?
Yeah, the Jaguars.
Yeah, we're all in the
They're at
Jags,
home.
guys.
They're at home. So
Yeah. Yeah, Jags rebound. They do have a tough time with teams in their own division, other than Indy. Sorry, Barbosa. But
yeah.
they should win this game. Henry should play well against this team as he usually does, but the way they're using him, I'm not a fan of. They threw the ball way too much last week. So they're trying to go with that kid and seeing what he has, but the game plan wasn't good last week. Now let's go to Arizona, who has Kyler Murray back. I correctly told you guys that with Kyler Murray and James Conner back, they were going to beat the Falcons. It did take a last-second field goal. They go to Houston to take on what I call by far the rookie of the year. It's not even a competition right now. Could be an MVP candidate if they win the division in CJ Stroud. I got the Texans. I have not been more impressed by a rookie quarterback in years. Gil.
I'm gonna pick the upset here. I think Kyle Murray is gonna rejuvenate Arizona, and I think the Texans is gonna do a Baltimore. They're gonna fall asleep on this team, and they're gonna get upsetted. I'm gonna take Arizona.
It's not impossible. I don't dislike that pick at all. Barbosa.
You know what? I'm with Gil.
I don't disagree.
I think that win with Kyler Murray back, another week with him back in the lineup. In Houston's a team that they play well one week and then the next week they don't. They're very inconsistent. That was a big game. They're gonna be on a high because of that game. And Arizona's gonna catch them off guard. So I'm gonna take Arizona.
I got the Texans. Like I said, I think they've been really good at home this year. It will be a close game. The Cardinals are going to surprise people to end the season, I think. But I think Houston will. They need this game. They still have a chance to make the playoffs and possibly catch Jacksonville for the division. So I'll take Houston. But you're right, rookies, nervous, playing a more experienced team. It could be tricky this game for sure. So Jose is also on the Cardinals. So I'm the only one with Houston in this game. So I might be questioning myself, but we'll see what happens. In years past, this would have been an interesting game, but it's not now. Tampa Bay is going to San Francisco. I wish Baker Mayfield the best of health. I hope that he has his head on straight after this game because I like him as a player, but he's in a lot of trouble. I got San Francisco. Gil.
San Francisco.
That pass rush, like, I hope he ducks because that offensive line in Tampa Bay against San Francisco's front with Baker Mayfield, oh my God, this is not going to be pretty. Barbosa?
Yeah, I got the Niners. That defensive line is ridiculous.
And Tampa's offensive line is bad. Like, that's the scary part.
Yeah. Those two beasts coming out of the ends, that's a scary proposition for any quarterback, any offensive line. That's deadly. 49ers are just the defense alone will win the game.
Yeah. I have not seen a front seven that dangerous, like from the middle linebackers to to Greenwald to the four guys up front. I've never seen something like that in a long time. So if Brock Purdy doesn't turn the ball over, San Francisco's not going to lose very many more games. So we'll see how that goes. Stay healthy, 49ers, and you could be in the race. We're all in the 49ers. Now we go to the mightily struggling Buffalo Bills, who have disappointed Barbosa like you would not believe this year. I'm one of those people that's not surprised because Josh Allen has been a turnover machine since we've started this show. And I've pointed this out on many occasions that he's not all that he's cracked up to be. And now he faces a team that has a wicked pass defense in the Jets. There's no guarantees that he'll beat Zach Wilson because he couldn't beat the other Wilson. But Zach Wilson is so bad. I told people last week I'm not taking the Jets until they get rid of Zach Wilson. So I'm taking Buffalo. Gil.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Buffalo too, especially after that loss they took to Denver.
Like it's Zach Wilson. I can't do Zach Wilson. I just can't.
Yeah, and their weapons need Zach Wilson to make plays, like Wilson and Lazard. Like the quarterback needs to be there, and he's not all there.
Yeah.
And Buffalo took a licking by Denver. They got to rebound. They're at home. I don't know about the spread, but Buffalo should win.
Oh, it'll be a close game, I think, for sure. The way the Bills' offense is struggling, it'll be a close game. A low-scoring game too, I think. Barbosa, you gonna do it again, Barbosa? You gonna take the Jets again?
No, I'm gonna take the
not this
Bills.
time. All right.
No, I'm gonna take the Bills, and I think Josh Allen's gonna destroy this defense.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't think that's happening.
I think Josh Allen this game will wake up a lot of people again on jump on his bandwagon. With a new offensive coordinator, I just have a feeling that they're gonna open up the offense a little bit more. They gotta fix is their run offense because they have no run. They don't know how to run the ball. They gotta fix that because they had Zach Moss in Buffalo, and he did nothing in Buffalo. In Indy, he looks like a number one back. So they got to fix that. But I see Josh Allen have a big game.
I have a message for Brady, the new offensive coordinator. You don't have Tom Brady. You have Josh Allen. He's not the best quarterback in the league. So stop it. Stop trying to boost his ego. You need to control that man because he's out of control, and that's why you're losing games. He's Brett Favre. Gil, I don't know if you agree or disagree, but Josh Allen is Brett Favre.
Game. He didn't cost him the game. The defense and the coaching cost him that game against.
There were a lot of turnovers, though, like crucial turnovers in that game.
I get it. Right? There was crucial turnovers, but at the end, it was all the defense.
Well, not for nothing, but like turnovers I was watching too, like James Cook, like for heaven's sakes, like
yeah, the guy it was off his hands. Yeah. What can you do? It was off the receiver's hands. You can't do anything. Yeah. But you let the.
I mean, how about the one he was running by himself? He was about to run to the house, and he fumbled by himself.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Turnovers are killing.
You can't blame it all on Josh Allen, right?
No,
you can't.
No, but
especially
he's had a lot of turnovers though.
I get it. He's gonna take the turnovers because that's Josh Allen. He turns the ball over. But when he makes plays, they're great plays.
Like their offense has struggled. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. They're not getting the ball. They're not getting the ball to Diggs. I don't know.
They're not.
I don't know if it's the offense not going to Diggs or if it's
something's going on there.
Between Allen and Diggs.
They are doubling him. Yeah, they're doubling him.
Yeah, right. I know they're doubling him. The rest of the receivers can't make a play.
They're playing man on man, and then the free safety's playing on the overtop.
Exactly, because nobody else is gonna can't catch the ball. Clearly,
because if they play the man on man and the free safety's on the overtop, the free safety can get an interception because he's playing over Diggs, right?
Yeah.
And they know that'll frustrate the Bills' offense, will frustrate Diggs, and then it'll lead to bad turnovers or them not scoring. And that's why in the first half they've averaged like 3 to 6 points a half the last month. They can't score in the first half. And so we're all on the Bills, but the Bills, they got to wake up. They're 5-5. They got to start winning some games. To the Seabags, they came back with not a convincing win against the Washington Commanders. Geno played well against a bad pass defense. They go to LA to take on the Rams. I don't even know who's starting for the Rams. It might be Stafford. It might be Rippon. They signed some other quarterback. I think if it's Carson Wentz, for sure I have the Seabags. And since I don't know who it is, I've got the
Carson Wentz. I forgot they signed Carson.
Because if it's Carson Wentz, I got the Seabags by 40. But even if it's not Carson Wentz, I got the Seabags. Barbosa.
Seabags.
Gil.
Yeah, I gotta go to Seabags. Who knows what's coming out of the Rams? I don't know. It's
No,
like
no one
it's
really
like
knows.
it's like giving birth and not wanting to know what the gender is, right? You just don't know, right? So I'm gonna go with the Spags.
No, no, go with the devil you do know, not the one you don't know. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Um, Now we go to a game that I never in my lifetime thought would be interesting, but it's the
Mm.
Sunday nighter, and it's the Minnesota Vikings who out of nowhere are 6-4 with Josh Dobbs leading the way. It just shows you how little Kirk Cousins means when you got Josh Dobbs in there winning games for them with no receivers. They go to Denver to take on the resurgent Broncos, who are just playing well. What can I say? Since that 70-point game, they have played well. Um, I can't deny either team is playing great right now. So it's a tough choice. Barbosa, what do you got?
Oh. Oh man. Oh,
You've been pretty successful taking the Vikings recently there, Barbosa.
I know. And I've gone against the Broncos, and every time I pick the Broncos, they lose. Every time I pick against the Broncos, they win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Broncos. I'm gonna take the Broncos. They're at home. They've been playing a lot better, and especially their defense playing a lot better. So I'm gonna take the Broncos.
Gil?
Mile high, buddy. Mile high. They're gonna stick that horn right up the Vikings' ass. And I'm gonna tell you one thing: if they win, I'm wearing a Russell Wilson jersey next time we talk.
There you go.
Bronco country, let's ride.
I like what I've seen from the Broncos. I really do.
Let's
I
go
have a
ponies.
hard I have a hard time believing Josh Dobbs can keep this up. He's really good, but I gotta believe that they go to Mile High. He's gonna have problems running around.
Well,
He likes to run around 100 yards every game. I think it's gonna be tough in that Mile High air over there to run around the whole game to score touchdowns because they got no receivers. I don't even know if Justin Jefferson's coming back, but it's not like he can throw the ball
No.
deep anyway. So
I'll give
um,
him credit. I'll give him credit. He won last week, not even knowing where his locker room was.
there you go.
So
Right. So Josh Dobbs with no jersey in his own home team finds a jersey, puts it on, and wins. So good on him. I got the
Yeah.
Broncos. I don't believe in the Vikings. I did pick them to get a wild card spot, so I'm happy they made this comeback. And for the Bronco pickers out there, you gotta hope they win too to make the playoffs. So Jose's the only one on the Vikings in this one. So we'll see how that goes. And now to the game of the week. The Philadelphia Eagles in a rematch of the Super Bowl go to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs, both coming off a bye. What a game. Who do you got, Barbosa?
I got I got KC. I think KC is gonna is gonna show why they were the Super Bowl champs. So I'm gonna go with KC.
Gil, tough game. What do you got?
it is tough. I'm gonna take the Eagles, and I'll tell you why. I think the Eagles, KC, Mahomes doesn't have a wide receiver that he trusts yet. I haven't seen any wide receiver float. If it's not for Kelsey, he doesn't even know who to throw to. I don't even think he
Yep.
knows their names. So, and just an inside scoop for you guys: Taylor Swift is gonna bring her parents this time,
Oh
so that's
boy,
gonna be
here
a
we go.
that's gonna be a jinx.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, and I think
Oh, so my pick is looking even better because every time
this
Swift
is
is in
like
the house, Mr. Kelsey has a
this
big game. So
yes, but she's
woo-hoo,
bringing her parents.
that's
So
Nervous
okay.
time. Nervous time.
I think this goes backfires with the Eagles win. They're gonna blame the Swifties. So I'm gonna go with
Kelsey's
Philadelphia.
he's gonna show
Um
Mama Swift.
all right. I got 1 minute to make this pick, and I'm gonna take the Swifty part out of it. Kansas City's defense is way better than the Eagles' defense, so therefore I'll take Kansas City. So those are our picks. We got under a minute left. I'd like to thank
What
Gil
did
and
Jose
Jose's
and
pick?
pick.
Jose has Kansas City in this one. I'd like to thank Gil and Tony for coming on. As always, a lot of fun talking to them, especially about last week's games and what happened. So we hope to see them again next time. We'll hope to have Jose back. I'm not sure why he's out. He didn't tell me, but he gave us his picks, so he's good. But for the mouth of North Andrew East, that's Gil Santos and Tony Barbosa. We'll see you next time on the Reese Report.